This is £70. It literally went like, I mean, yeah, you probably figured that out. You can do maths. I'm not gonna lie, I'm now kind of regretting wearing a fleece to film because I was really cold, but now that I've turned all my lights on, I'm not cold anymore. So today's video is gonna be me testing a full face of Charlotte Tilbury makeup. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, wow, Soph doesn't normally do dedicated videos of high-end, like this is luxury, expensive makeup. But I've been really interested to do this video. This isn't sponsored, by the way, I just want to throw that out there. I was talking to one of my friends the other day, one of my long-time best friends, and we were talking about how Charlotte Tilbury's Instagram just has the most beautiful adverts that just make me want to buy everything. And I sent her this video the other day of one of the ads that came up on my Instagram feed because I always seem to get them, and I don't even like shimmery lip products, but this was making me want to buy the shimmery lip product. They have just got their Instagram marketing down because all of their models' makeup looks flawless all of the time. Their skin just looks so glowy, their eyes look glowy, their lips look glowy. It really reminds me of like Victoria's Secret angel style makeup, but they just look like actual angels. But after having that conversation with her, I was literally about to do an order off their website. I got an email from one of the girls who works for Charlotte Tilbury, and she asked if I would like to try anything. So I got back to her and I said, I'd really love to try the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream because this is the thing that I've heard so much about, and in every single video that Charlotte Tilbury does on a model, she always uses this. And then when the box arrived, they've sent me pretty much enough for a full face, and I squealed when I opened this package. So thank you so much to them for sending this over. But I'm going to be fully honest in this video as always. So yeah, the fact they have sent me this stuff doesn't change my opinions on anything. That was a very long-winded intro. Let's just get into it. And if I don't turn out looking like one of those models, I'm going to be disappointed. So one of the products that I have tried from them before, I just dug this out of my drawer. This is the Unisex Healthy Glow All Year Hydrating Summer Tint Moisturizer. I hadn't used this before this summer, but it's one of those moisturizers that looks white when you first kind of put it on, but then it has little beads in it that kind of burst. Okay, that sounds gross, but when you rub these in, hopefully you can see there. Oh, you really can see there. It kind of releases some tint onto your skin. Oops, I just dropped a bit of plastic. And so I have been using this summer just because you can probably see the quite obvious difference between the skin colour on my face and on my neck, and this just gives a tiny bit of tint and a little bit of moisture. It's more of like a tint of colour rather than coverage. So this is £35. Everything is probably above the kind of £20 mark, but to be fair with this you get 40ml and you do really need just a tiny little amount, and a little bit goes a long way. The next thing that I'm going to apply is Charlotte's Magic Cream, and this is for the 50ml pot, this is £70. They do a 30ml version, which is £49. So I guess if you wanted to try it and you've got a spare 50 quid going, then you could do that. But okay, so this says Treat and Transform Moisturiser. It's got SPF 15, and Charlotte says, I've been mixing my own age-defying moisturiser for years, known backstage as Charlotte's Magic Cream. It's a secret mix of collagen-boosting anti-age ingredients, hyaluronic acid, hydrators, and floral oils that instantly transform tired, dull skin. You guys, look at the packaging of this, okay? You take off one side, you take off the other side, and then it opens like a flower, like a lotus. Like, it is so bougie. Like, look at this packaging. I tried this for the first time yesterday. I will not lie to you, I was a little bit hungover. Just one of those evenings where like the pink gin and lemonade just tastes too much like juice, and I accidentally got a bit too drunk. Oh yeah, by the way, I just applied that straight from the little like stopper thing just because I don't want to waste this product. But you get like a whole jar of it. There is a lot of product in here, and I put this on my skin yesterday. My skin was not liking me yesterday, and as soon as I put this on, I feel like my skin just kind of, it literally went like, it sucked up all the hydration and honestly made me feel a lot better. My skin really kind of soaked it up, and it does feel really like luxurious. However, a fly just buzzed in my ear. Cool. There's a fly in here. However, for a moisturiser that's £70, I will have to test this and see in the long run if it kind of improves my skin, because obviously it's supposed to be anti-aging, it's supposed to increase your collagen and all of that kind of stuff. I will have to test this over a long time, but it does feel very nice on my face. £70 though, like that's That's a lot to drop on a moisturiser. Moving on to foundation, I've got 2 of the Airbrush Flawless foundations. I've got the shades 4 Neutral and 5 Warm. So I'm gonna just maybe get both of these out and see which one's gonna work for me. Oh my god, look at this packaging. This is probably the most beautiful foundation packaging I've ever seen. Like, it does have a pump, which we love. How much is this foundation? I'm gonna guess it's around £50. Okay, that's not actually as bad as I was expecting. This foundation is £34, which I know is expensive for a foundation, but I thought it was gonna be like 50. 5 Warm and 4 Neutral. 4 Neutral. That looks about right. Yeah, I think that's a good shade. Let me just test 5. Oh, I think it has oxidized a little bit. Can you guys see that? That's definitely got darker because I just put on 5 and this looks lighter. It's got really good coverage. Okay, yeah, look, you can see it oxidizing on my face. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go for 4. I'm just gonna like blend in. So bear that in mind if you are trying to colour match yourself. It does dry a little bit darker. So just spread that over my face, put some more down here. It's got really nice coverage. It doesn't really smell of too much. It just kind of smells fresh. I think the most expensive foundation I bought was the, it's the one that Jordan recommended that I buy when I did YouTubers Pick My Makeup, and I think that was like £45 maybe. If you're into your luxury foundations, this looks really nice. It's got really good coverage. I feel like this is definitely more full coverage than a different, I've tried one of Charlotte Tilbury's other foundations like quite a while ago, but it wasn't the right shade, so I didn't wear it since, but this looks really nice. It's definitely got a radiant sort of dewy finish, but I think that's a really good colour match for me actually. This is the Magic Away Liquid Concealer, full coverage, long lasting, anti-dark circle correcting concealer. That's just reminding me, I'd never actually checked what the foundation is supposed to do. So the foundation says, full coverage foundation with a flawless matte long lasting finish. This is not a matte finish. That's definitely not a matte finish. I mean, maybe it's because I've got 2 moisturisers on underneath, but I would not call this a matte finish. I would say it's like pretty full coverage though. I'm gonna go for the concealer shade in 3 Fair, which is I guess the lighter shade to the foundation to kind of brighten things up a bit. Again, very bougie packaging. It's all rose gold. It looks really nice. So it's got a little spongy tip on the front, which I'm not too crazy about because sometimes with these I feel like they just go a bit gross looking and you can't like clean them very well. I'm just waiting for it to explode. I feel like I'm watching a Jack in the Box and it's about to be like phew. This is my main reason why like these twisty things are a bit like difficult to use, because you can't always control the amount of product that comes out of them, and then if you get too much out you can't exactly just like put it back in. Come on. That shade is like really blending in with the foundation, but let's just try and get some coverage on areas that I need it. Yeah, there's still more coming out, but I want to put the lid on, but then it's going to get really messy. I'm not a fan of the applicator, I will say that now. So that definitely blended really nicely. It does look really nice on my skin. It's got really nice coverage, but just the applicator in general, that would put me off buying it altogether. Ooh, if you go on their website, you can get 10% off your first order. Just a little tip, it's just come up here. Okay, so this concealer is £24. I personally would not pay that for it just because I really don't like the kind of like twistable thing. Like maybe if it was like £10 then I would be more forgiving, but the fact it's £24, that just annoys me too much to like spend that much money on it, if that makes sense. So this is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Micro Powder. I've seen quite a few people talk about this being a good powder for like getting married. I swear Imogen from Imagination mentioned this in like one of her wedding videos the other day. Again, very nice packaging. It's very slim, very chic. So this is kind of like a universal powder. It comes in the shades Fair, Medium and Dark. So there's just 3 of them. So I'm guessing it's kind of translucent. This is £35. Okay, so I'm going to use this to set my under eyes first. Ooh, okay, hello. The texture of it feels really nice. It's really, really lightweight feeling. Because it was a pressed powder, I was kind of expecting it to be heavy, but it feels really thin. Does that make sense? I don't know the technical terms for all of these things, you know, but it feels nice. It's just kind of like smoothing everything out and mattifying everything really nicely. My skin definitely looks very flawless, I will give it that, but would I pay £35 for a powder? No, unless I just save this for like special occasions, or for example, if I was getting married. I'm gonna do a flashback test once I've done all this makeup and see if this flashes back. Unless it was a mega special occasion, I would not consistently spend £35 on a powder just because I use so much powder, but it does look very smooth. It looks really nice under my eyes actually. Like Sometimes with powders it can make me look a bit wrinkly, but this looks really nice. I feel like my skin kind of looks filtered. Do you know what I mean? Like it just looks very airbrushed. The next product that I'm going to test is probably one of the most famous things that I've heard of from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow palette, and again, this packaging is like the bougiest thing I've ever seen. So you peel off these two sleeves, just chucks them on the bed, and then it opens like a book. I don't want to drop it. Not today, Soph, not today. Okay, it opens like this. But oh my god, guys, look at this packaging. It's so beautiful. And it does have a really nice size mirror in here. This is £49. £49! £49! It does look so pretty though. Ooh. It's quite a sheer bronzer, which for me personally is an absolute win, because I love a bronzer that is buildable rather than you dipping in your brush and then putting it on your face and then not being able to blend it out. It's pretty matte. Actually, I think it's got the tiniest bit of sheen in it, but it mostly looks matte. But I have to say, it is blending really nicely. What do you guys think? I think that looks really nice. Something that isn't so nice is the price tag, but I really like the way it looks on my skin. I then have a Cheek to Chic blush. I will come back to the highlighter, don't you worry. This is the Swish and Glow blusher. Your cheeks should glow with the blush of love every day. Oh, okay, this is in the shade Pillow Talk. Pillow Talk, I know she does a lip liner, she does a lipstick in Pillow Talk, which I do have to test in a minute, which is very famous. But this blush is £30 and it does come in multiple different shades. Okay, to be fair, with something like blush, I feel like, well, £30 is expensive for a blush. This is what it looks like in the middle, but for me personally, I use such a small amount of blush that I've actually never in my life got through an entire blush where I've hit pan. And so I guess £30 is expensive, but it's kind of like, you can kind of justify it, if that makes sense. Whereas on something like a mascara, which you're going to be using every day and probably run out of in a month, then I like to like spend less money on it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to swirl around the outside like it says. Oh, that's quite a lot. Ooh, it's very glowy. They always like do everything in slow motion in these videos, and they're just like really delicately putting it on their face, and they just look so pretty. That is gorgeous. If you don't like highlighter but you want a tiny bit of glow, this has definitely given me a bit of radiance. And then in the middle, it does have a very sort of like subtle pinky highlighter. I don't even know if you can see that, but it's just like the tiniest bit of sheen. I like that blush. I think my face looks really radiant. I've just realised I've got another highlighter product to test. I'm going to do one on each cheek. I have the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand Easy Highlighter. This is £29. You get 12 mil, which isn't that much, but then it is a highlighter, so I guess you don't need as much. But this, I was swatching this earlier on the back of my hand. It's got this kind of locking mechanism where you twist it if you want to squeeze some out, and then you can twist it so that it doesn't kind of explode in the tube. And this one is a squeezy one rather than a clicky one, which I much prefer. But then it does have this kind of sponge tip applicator again, and it's just like a liquid glow. And I do see them doing this on their Instagram, so I'm just going to put a little bit on, and then I guess I'm going to use my fingers to kind of blend it out. Ooh, it's definitely quite a soft glow highlighter, but it looks very smooth, and it did actually go on quite well over the top of my powder, because obviously I've already set my foundation and stuff. I do like it, but for me personally, I wouldn't spend £29 on a cream highlighter just because I find it easier to use powder highlighters. It is nice though, it looks very like, again, everything looks very airbrushed and just smooth. So I'm then going in with the powder highlighter on my other cheek. That's really nice. And I do think with the colour, like skin tone that I am now, I do think I prefer this colour over this colour, but that is still really beautiful. Just gonna put some over the top of that. Yeah, no, I definitely preferred, whoa. I definitely preferred the colour of the sort of liquid highlighter that I used on my cheek. That being said, do I think this is worth £50? Personally, I think that you can get some like cheaper alternatives to this that do a very similar sort of thing. But if you are into your luxury beauty and you like this sort of packaging, I feel like partially you're paying for the packaging, and you know, you like Charlotte Tilbury, they are nice quality products, but for me personally, I do think they're a little bit on the pricey side. I'm just very quickly going to fill in my brows because I don't have any brow products, but then I'll be straight back. So I just used the Collection Incredibrow Brow Mascara in Brunette 2, and then I used my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in 3. And in that time, I've managed to dig a chunk out of one of the eyeshadows. So for my eyes, I've got two different palettes. I've got one of the smaller palettes, which is a quad, and this is called the Luxury Palette Color Coded Eyeshadows. This one is in Walk of Shame, and it has Prime, Enhance, Smoke, and Pop. So you get 4 shades in here, and you're supposed to use them in like the way that it says on the packaging. This is £40 for 4 shades. So that's £10 per shade. I mean, yeah, you probably figured that out. You can do maths. So I also have this, which is called the Icon palette. This is what the packaging looks like. It's just got a pair of eyes on it, and it's all kind of like sparkly. And then on the inside, oh, this looks absolutely stunning. Again, there was a sheet of paper in it that had 1, 2, 3. So it had like Prime, Smoke, and then Define, I think. So they're kind of like in rows or columns. You get 12 eyeshadows in here, and this is £55. So compared to the quad, like, you get more for your money in this, but it's still a hella expensive eyeshadow palette. But this one is limited edition, so I think it is still available at the moment. It's kind of strange though how it tells you to prime with like a shimmery shade, and when I've watched Charlotte's tutorials before, she seems to put the shimmery shade on first, then she goes in with like another shimmer kind of in the outer corner, and then she like deepens it up. I think I'm going to go for this palette here just because this one is limited edition and you do get more for your money. So if you want to get this, you know, soon, I may as well talk about it now before it goes out of stock, and then I can always use the quad in a future video because that's a permanent item. So I'm going in with this shade here, which is the supposed prime shade. Okay, I feel like one of the models. The eyelids always look so glowy. Oh my god. It almost looks wet. Can you see that? Oh my god, I literally feel like one of the models on the Instagram. There's such an interesting texture of eyeshadow because they feel so thin, but then it's almost giving me like that wet look on my eyes. Let's try the other eye with my finger. Oh my god, it works even better with the fingers. Whoa. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's beautiful. I'm then going in with this shade. So I'm just gonna add a bit of this. This one is a shimmer as well, but I'm gonna add some to the outer part of my eye. I'm just gonna use the same brush. I'm also gonna put some of this on my lower lash line. Oh yeah, okay, it's really showing up there. One thing I will say is I do have like tiny flecks of glitter kind of falling on my face. Okay, then the final shade is the Smoke shade, and this one is the one that's kind of sort of matte, but not really. I'm just taking a tiny bit and I'm gonna like blend that over the outer corners kinda. Okay, that shade is really pigmented. I took a really small amount. I'm also gonna run some of this on my lower lash line too. Then on my inner corners, I'm gonna take this shade here. Wow, okay. I can't lie, the quality of these eyeshadows feel so nice. Like, hopefully you can kind of see just how glowy and like beautiful the eyeshadow looks. So I thought I had a Charlotte Tilbury mascara, but I literally cannot find it anywhere. I've looked through all my boxes of like makeup to keep, makeup to give away. I definitely didn't put it in the giveaway box, and I cannot find it anywhere. But I'm just gonna put on some of my Mascara Revolution. Maybe if it was a special occasion, like if you were getting married or something and you wanted to treat yourself to a really nice eyeshadow, maybe get one of the quads. I feel like they would be beautiful for wedding makeup. But for every day, I'm happy to just stick with my drugstore eyeshadows, I'm not gonna lie. I have actually tried one of the lip liners before and it is really nice. But this one is Pillow Talk, so it's the Lip Cheat Reshape and Resize Lip Liner. And Pillow Talk is her most famous lipstick, I'm pretty sure. And I've got the matching lipstick as well, which I've always wanted to try. So the lip liners are £16, which I actually think isn't too bad. And I actually bought one for myself. So that's one of the Charlotte Tilbury products that I definitely would buy. Just because for me, lip liner lasts quite a long time. The lipsticks are £25, but they do actually have a bundle on the website with the Pillow Talk liner and lipstick, £38. I think it's the Pillow Talk lipstick anyway. But the packaging is this gorgeous rose gold. Oh my god, it smells amazing. It smells like vanilla. So I'm gonna go in with the liner first. Overline my lips slightly. They just feel really creamy and they do last a really nice amount of time as well. This is kind of like the same colour as my natural lips. That feels really nice. It feels really creamy, but at the same time lightweight, and also at the same time it's not matte, but it's not glossy. It's kind of got a tiny bit of sheen to it, but it feels so comfortable. That is one of the nicest lip formulas that I've felt from like a standard bullet lipstick. It feels so nice. Why are you £25? This is a very kind of just glowing, gorgeous, smooth makeup look, and I actually love it. If you were having a special occasion and you want something that's really luxurious, and maybe if you won't use it too often, then I think they are worth the investment. But then other products like the bronzer, you know, products that you would use up more quickly, I think there are definitely cheaper alternatives that are just as good. Right then, let me find a question of the day. Today's question comes from Sophia, I'm so sorry, Daudadine. And she has said, what do you think future makeup will be like in the far, far future? I think with the way things are going, I think there's going to be some weird kind of like injectable makeup, like injectable foundation that just like smooths all of your skin without actually having to wear any products that will last like a year or something. You know how people get like injectable fillers that dissolve over time? I feel like there's going to be like injectable foundation, injectable contour, injectable blush. Because obviously like microblading for eyebrows is a thing. You know, you can get like lip liner, tattoos. Actually, yeah, they do that for lips already, don't they? Maybe they do that already. Maybe I'm just behind. I've seen CC Clark had that done on her lips. She had like pigment tattooed into her lips so that she doesn't have to wear lipstick. Maybe they'll figure out some way to do permanent lash extensions that never have to be replaced. Almost like a transplant to your eyelashes. Maybe they'll figure out like how to get your iPhone to do your makeup for you, and you just like, I don't know, project something onto your face and then it just is all there. I have no idea, to be honest, but I guess we'll find out. Right, so I'm going to leave this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know if there are any other brands you want me to test. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye!